From the BG Ad Group studios, this is a special Paulding County News Election podcast with your host, Melissa Carter.
Tim Estes joins us now. He is running for Paulding County Commission Board Chair. Tim, thank you so much for being a part of the show.
My pleasure.
I don't want to assume, and I'm not trying to insult anybody, but I do believe sometimes, and you tell me if I'm wrong, in a presidential election year, more people tend to show up to the polls. There may be those who are like, oh, yes, of course I've heard of the Paulding County Commission Board, but what exactly would your job be if elected?
Run the county to make sure everything runs smoothly and to make sure that we keep up with the tremendous growth that we're having in Paulding County. And unite the people with our government is my biggest concern and interest.
You're running on the Republican ticket, and of course, May 21st is the primary, and so that's why we're having these interviews leading up to that. What drew you to politics? Because there's so many people who say now in this politically charged, very tense environment, that why in the world would someone want this job?
I've been asked that question quite often, Melissa, and actually, I've even asked myself that question, but I guess a while back, I sit back and complained about how our country was going down the tube, and I've got 10 grandchildren, and I was urged and nudged to get involved. Did not want to get involved because I'm not a politician, but I love my family. I love this country. I love my county, and I decided to quit complaining about what's going on and to put skin in the game. So I started getting involved politically, locally, about 5 years ago. And then when I started looking, I got more nudges, I guess, in my life. And after complaining, saying I don't want to do it because I'm retired, I decided that I'm going to obey the Lord and I'm going to put my name in the hat and I'm going to get more active. So actually it was, I don't know if you want to call it a calling or not, but he confirmed it with my wife in agreement. So I put my name in the hat. I'm a very active person. I am a go-getter, and I love people, and I love building relationships. And looking at our county and looking at what is need to be done, people were telling me that they need leadership like that. My background in wheelhouse is in business development, people development, and communication with people. I've had several businesses, very successful businesses, and all I wanted to do was travel and enjoy the rest of my life. And God said, that's not what I want you to do. Our country was built on godly principles and biblical insights, and we have gotten away from it, and we need to get back to that arena. I've had a lot of support. I've had a lot of things, and when I looked at my qualifications, I fit the job to make a difference in this county to the best of my ability. So that's why I decided to run, and that's why I'm giving it everything I got.
So, Tim, let's talk about your business background, because you mentioned earlier, which is the truth, that Paulding County is really growing and will continue to do so. So I'm assuming running a county is very much like running a business and making sure that all the pieces fit.
That's right. Not just a business, but as Vince Lombardi, when I study people, Vince Lombardi said, if you want to have a winning season, you got to know your players. I know my players. I get the right people on the bus. If you've ever read the book, Good to Great, you got to have a good team. And when you know the team, you got to know your players. We are running to get to our destination with the right team and the right attitude. What's that? He says, practice makes perfect. He says, no, practice does not make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. I'm working hard with each even though I'm not commissioner, I'm still working hard with each leader in each department, with the people out there, and they tell me what they want. I work for the people.
I know a lot of people, when they're planning things out, they take out a piece of paper and they draw a line down the middle and they have the pros and the cons, right? Of
Benjamin Franklin effect.
Let's practice that. If you did that right now, when it comes to Paulding County, and let's say you got elected to that position, what would you?
Don't say if I get elected.
I'm sorry. That's right. I know. What would you put on either side of that piece of paper about Paulding County?
Well, I'm a Stephen Covey fanatic. I do a lot of reading, and he says anything that's done, whether it's business, personal life, or even in politics, if it's not a win-win, don't do it. So it's got to be a win-win for everybody in the county and especially the citizens. I am used to running a tight budget in several businesses. I'm not an expert at it, but if you put the right team together, you can accomplish just about anything. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes, I'm a man of faith, so if I say stuff like that, I hope it don't offend you. It says one cord is easily broken, but when you bound them together, they're not easily broken. So when you have the right team going in the right direction and focused on the same thing, you're going to accomplish a lot more than doing it by yourself.
In the back of my mind, I'm still on those 10 grandkids too. So that's because I'm like, wow, that's a lot of grandkids. And for you to dedicate your time to politics in your retirement years, I could see where this is a passion, because that's a lot of kids to spoil in your retirement. But I think also when it comes to politics and things that frustrate people, and me personally, and you can address this too, because you hinted to it earlier, the deep divide between people in our nation, I think, is concerning for residents of whatever political party, right? I think that people are frustrated that people don't want to come together. You keep mentioning team. People would love to hear the word team when it comes to the people that are running their government. So talk a little bit about that and how you feel about that.
I'll be more than glad to. My businesses, I played college football, I did everything, and everybody's got a certain position and a certain goal to do. But when you do it together as a team, you always win any competition or any business or anything. My thinking and my wheelhouse is people building and relationships. If people's not happy with what they do, I've heard to say it in my life, if you love what you're doing, you'll never work another day in your life. I love working with people. I love building businesses. I love doing anything that the end results is a benefit for everybody. The things that in Paulding County I think need to be addressed more than anything is we are the third largest growing county in Georgia, and we have challenges, and we're behind the eight ball. Actually, we're behind the curve in a lot of issues. Our growth is not keeping up with infrastructure, and we need to catch up. So I plan on working with departments, the state, our individual departments, and get on the same page so that we can accomplish more for our citizens.
Well, Tim Estes, who is running for Paulding County Commission Board Chair in the Republican primary, May 21st. Tim, it's been such a joy. Anything else that I didn't address that you may want to tell everybody before we end?
My campaign slogan is God, family, and Paulding County. That precedes my personal goals and values in life and also my business life. So I put God first in everything that we do. I've traveled the whole state of Georgia on Board of Commissioners and everything and learned, and we have a great county structure and leadership. People out there, they don't trust our government, especially in the way it's going. And I can understand our federal government because I think it's off the chart, going the wrong way. Our state government is maybe half and half, but our county government, Paulding County, is pretty much on track. I would say about 90-10. And we want to get that 10% and grow that so that we can accomplish great things for the Lord and also great things for our citizens.
Well, Tim, again, thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you, and good luck this spring.
Well, I appreciate it so much.
Thanks for listening to this special election Paulding County News podcast. Stay tuned for more interviews with our local political candidates.
Life's a constant hustle, and at Credit Union of Georgia, our focus is crystal clear. It's all about you. Juggling a million things? We get it. That's why we're committed to providing the best service imaginable. We're not just your credit union, we're your financial allies. Knowledge is our power, from crafting basic budget plans to navigating the local home buying scene. Questions popping up? We've got you covered with fast, friendly answers. Because we want you to spend more time living your life. Imagine a financial institution that truly cares. That's Credit Union of Georgia inviting you to join us. If you live, work in Bartow, Cherokee, Cobb, Dawson, Paulding, Pickens, or Union County, we want you as a member of Credit Union of Georgia family. Because here, you're not just a member, you're part of a community that cares. Ready to experience banking that revolves around you? Call us at 678-486-1111 or visit cuofga.org. Credit Union of Georgia. Your financial journey, our priority.